industrial accident in China, what we know from investigators, and when we should learn more about the victim. Plus, 12 News goes back to the downtown lofts in Beaumont, where tenants say conditions are still unlivable. A legal expert weighs in on what can be done at this point. And Hurricane Melissa bearing down on Jamaica as we speak. Hear from a Texan who's stranded on the island during the strongest storm the planet has seen this year. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
12 News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the week off. The time right now, 7 o'clock. 12 News continuing to track Hurricane Melissa. It's now the strongest storm the planet has seen this year, and it's bearing down on Jamaica right now. The storm so intense, hurricane hunters flying into the eye had to turn back yesterday. Overnight, there have been reports of the first storm-related deaths on the island. 3 people reportedly died just in preparation for the storm. Melissa is approaching Jamaica as a Category 5 hurricane with winds of up to 175 miles an hour. Tourists there are stranded, forced to ride out the storm and foot the bill. Nearly 30 people from a wedding, including the bride and groom, are now sharing an Airbnb. One of them, a Houston woman.
We're all here together, hunkering down. We just cleaned up and moved all patio furniture out of the way, put everything up there where we could. We're going to tape the windows.
We certainly hope she's okay this morning. The United Cajun Navy, which was formed after Hurricane Katrina, is on standby, ready to assist over the next 24 hours and beyond. Let's check in with meteorologist Carrie Cooper. We're taking a live look here in downtown Beaumont from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Carrie, no rain we should expect to see. If we do, it has nothing to do with Hurricane Melissa.
Oh, not at all. There's no threat at all to the Gulf of Mexico, the eastern seaboard, nothing. Just a major issue for Jamaica, and time is running out for Jamaica. You can see the eye approaching the west coast of Jamaica. Should make landfall later this morning. Early this afternoon, they're already getting some heavy rains and wind gusts over 70 and 80 miles an hour, and that's nothing what there is to come. There's wind gust in this, especially right around the eye wall. It'll be the most devastation coming in. This location about, if I follow it just right, southeast of Montego Bay there. Only good news for Kingston, Jamaica. You're still going to have devastation, yes. You'll probably have Cat 3, Cat 4 conditions there, but at least you're going to avoid the total destruction. Where this eye comes ashore, about 30 miles either side of the line of the eye, that's where the total devastation is going to occur a little bit later on this morning into this afternoon. Talk more about that and our chance of a few thunderstorms here locally as a strong cold front moves in later today. We'll talk more about that a little bit later.
Thank you, Carrie. A Beaumont man is asking for help after losing everything in a house fire just 1 week ago. Galen Joseph rented the home on Congress Avenue for the past 15 years. He says the fire started in his bathroom and spread to the back of the house. He was able to escape, but not without burning his arm. Sadly, he lost all of his belongings and memories.
I lost my mama and I lost my daddy, and all the stuff that I had from them is gone. All my mama personal stuff that she gave me, my daddy personal stuff, I have none of that no more.
There's a link to a GoFundMe on our website if you'd like to help. We're working to learn more about a deadly industrial accident in Jefferson County. It happened at an oil field site in China off North Broadway around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Justice of the Peace Justin Chesson says the incident involved a flatbed trailer. The victim died at the scene. Captain Crystal Holmes with BPD tells us the victim was a 68-year-old man from Liberty. She says he was run over by the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Deputies plan to release his name later today. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about how this happened. Across Texas, court documents are revealing more about the near drownings of 3 children in Liberty County, that's near Houston. Their mother, Jessica Quintana, is accused of trying to kill them in a murder-suicide plot. According to a probable cause affidavit, she gave them alcohol and NyQuil before they all walked into a pond together. Quintana was revived by first responders. Her children, 15, 11, and 6, are all okay and in CPS custody. The 15-year-old told investigators her mother had 2 plans. Plan A was to pack their belongings and get out of the house. Liberty County's district attorney says the near drownings were Plan B.
Thankfully, things did not go as planned, and Plan B was not able to be carried out. Now, the duty of a mother is to protect her children, to love them and to keep them safe from harm, and that's the duty of every parent.
Quintana faces injury to a child and assault charges. She's being held on a $3 million bond. Investigators say her husband faces unrelated animal cruelty charges. Galveston police say a teenage girl fought off a man who was trying to abduct her yesterday morning. This is surveillance video of the suspect. Police say the 13-year-old was walking to school when she heard footsteps behind her. She told police the man grabbed her from behind, but she fought him and bit him twice before breaking free. Police are still looking for the suspect. We've seen evidence of immigration crackdowns in big cities across the country, but now an incident closer to home. 3 men are in federal custody after a tense hours-long standoff in Pasadena yesterday. Our sister station says it's the first time a standoff like this has happened in Houston, and it's triggered a heated response from the community. Anayeli Ruiz has the story.
Tense moments today in Pasadena.
This is a peaceful city!
Outside a home that ICE agents had been surrounding for hours after 3 men were followed by the agents, and the men went home and hid inside their house. A large crowd gathered in support of the men inside. The crowd even yelling at residents, telling the homeowners not to come outside, not to open the door. But after about 7 hours, the men surrendered. This is video of the 3 men being detained by ICE agents. We spoke with their family members right after their arrest. She said they took her brother-in-law, another family member, and her neighbor. They say the men had just left the house for work shortly after 5 a.m. They were at a gas station down the street. But when they realized they were being followed, they returned home. The family tells us at one point the agents cut the power of the house and broke their surveillance cameras outside. Well, the family tells me ICE agents broke this window seal to try to enter the home, but they could not remove the AC. What they didn't know was that a little girl was sleeping inside. When I asked the mother if agents had an arrest warrant, she said they didn't show one, but the agents said they only wanted the 3 men who had gone inside. And if they didn't come out, they would use tear gas to force them out. The men, for fear of their children getting hurt, eventually surrendered and were taken away.
That was Anayeli Ruiz reporting. Pasadena police say they were only called in to assist the ICE agents with crowd control. ICE hasn't released a statement, and the legal status of the men arrested yesterday hasn't been confirmed. Now to Austin, where police have identified the suspect in a shooting at a library Saturday. We also told you about this story. Court documents show 55-year-old Harold Newton Keene confessed not only to that shooting, but also to another one hours earlier on a CAP Metro bus. The victim claims Keene was making odd comments, so he told the driver to stop and got off the bus. That's when he says Keene shot him, the bullet grazing his hip. Keene allegedly escaped on a scooter. About 10 hours later, police believe Keene shot a man inside a bathroom at the library. That victim says the shooter was standing on a toilet and fired over the top of the stall. Officers later found Keene at a Starbucks. They claim he gave them a fake name but admitted to the shootings and to removing a shell casing from the library bathroom. Keene now has a court-appointed lawyer. Back here at Homework, we continue to track problems at the Beaumont downtown lofts. Last month, city inspectors tagged it for maintenance code violations, including a broken elevator. The city says the owner has agreed to sign a work program, giving them 150 days to repair it. The owner says they're waiting on parts. Meanwhile, one renter says the conditions in his unit are still unlivable. So we went to legal experts to see what could be done. Here's 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman.
They keep patching up the work, like say putting the band-aids over and it ain't done no good.
Monday, we found ourselves back at the Beaumont downtown lofts after it was tagged by city inspectors last month, citing maintenance code violations, including a broken elevator. But while the city tells us the owners are starting repairs, 63-year-old Larry Record says a broken AC and mold are still a problem.
Put about 8 or 9 orders in, keep going off, never stay running.
He says the AC was fixed, but it broke again, and now he's back to using fans to stay cool.
My light bill going up tremendous more.
On top of that, he hasn't been able to sleep in his bedroom for the past 8 months.
I put in a work order for the mold. And she said, let me see what you guys been talking about, and went back there and he said, asked the guys, when y'all come get to it? They said next week. I ain't saw him since then, 2 weeks.
We took records concerns to Southeast Texas attorney Brent Kuhn to find out what rights renters have that may be in the same situation.
But they have the legal obligation to repair it. You can say, I'm just voiding the lease, I'm packing my stuff, moving out. You can file your claim under the Deceptive Trade Practices Act.
But for those like Record, who tells us he's on a fixed income, Kuhn says some lawyers volunteer their time to help.
And there are legal services that are available in what they call the pro bono arena. And then there is the Jefferson County Legal Services Association, which picks up some of those.
Now Record says he's ready to try anything.
I'm running out of all kind of motives, and I don't know which way to go.
The property manager declined to comment, referring us to the company's corporate office. We're waiting to hear back. If you're dealing with a similar issue, we have resources on 12newsnow.com. Still ahead, an update on terrifying video that went viral after a trio wearing masks and Halloween costumes allegedly tried to break into a home. Plus, Derek Jones, he's back live in LaBelle at a house with an impressive Halloween display. The time, 7-11.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Well, skies are mostly clear across southeast Texas this morning. A little bit of patchy ground fog will be burning off on our Roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packard and Prey. And taking a look at the tropics, and Hurricane Melissa now just hours away from landfall, just off the coast, about 30-40 miles. So later this morning, this afternoon, this catastrophic hurricane will be making landfall in the western portions of Jamaica with, unfortunately, total devastation. This is one of the strongest hurricanes on record, certainly for Jamaica anyway. Winds 175, gusting to 215, moving north-northeast at 7, so it's picked up speed just a little bit. It will weaken a little bit over the next day or two, crossing eastern Cuba tomorrow as a Cat 4. Then it drops down all the way to Category 2 off to the southeast of the Bahamas, so that'll be some good news there. We're running in the upper 50s to lower 60s here locally, and lots of sun today and warm. We'll be in the 80s. Some thunderstorms this morning up in Arkansas. We expect a chance of storms here locally too around 6 or 7 o'clock this evening as a strong cold front moves in from the northwest. That line should move through around 6, 7 o'clock. Not everybody's going to see rain. We'll give it a 40 to 50% coverage, so close to half the area seeing maybe a quarter inch of rain as these storms come on through with a little bit of lightning. Clear out tonight. It becomes windy and much colder. That low temperatures will be in the upper 40s to low 50s in the lakes, right around 50 in the triangle. Some pretty chilly weather coming up, that's for sure. As you'll see on the 7-day forecast in just a moment. Very windy tomorrow. We're expecting wind gusts over 30 miles an hour. High fire danger tomorrow. Very low humidity. Lots of wind out of the north. That fire danger will be high, as you can see here across east and southeast Texas for your Wednesday. Then when you wake up Friday morning, coldest morning of the season will be in the low 40s. Some upper 30s to near 40 in the lakes. This afternoon, partly cloudy, warm. 84 the high, pretty warm. Thunderstorms possible around dark. Then clearing overnight, windy, much colder. Wind chills will be in the 40s by tomorrow morning. And 7-day forecast looks beautiful through Friday. Chilly weather though, even for highs in the 60s with that wind blowing, and a slight chance of showers returning on Friday as an upper level on Saturday as an upper level disturbance works across the region.
So for a while we'll kind of keep it where we are now, like 75 as the high, or you think we'll get back to them 80s?
We'll still see some more 80s. I think we're done with the 90s, which is good. But pretty chilly weather coming up. It's going to shock you when you walk out in the morning.
Oh, I'm ready to put on my turtleneck. All right, thank you, Carrie. Authorities in Alexandria, Virginia have new details on this terrifying video that went viral 2 weeks ago. It shows 3 people wearing masks and Halloween costumes, supposedly trying to break into a home. Police now say they've identified those people, but no one is being charged. Matthew Torres explains why.
Open the door! Open the door! October 14th, Alexandria police say a trio wearing Halloween masks terrorized a frightened family along South Irish Street.
If this door doesn't open, we're gonna come in.
The homeowner's daughter thought it was a prank, but says the group then threatened their lives and tried to break into the back.
In fear, I grabbed for a knife because they said that if we didn't open the door, they were going to throw a chair into the glass door. It's not even a joke gone wrong. They tried to enter into the home.
But nearly 2 weeks after this incident, Alexandria police say it appears this was all just a Halloween prank, a prank the family was not aware of.
The 3 masked individuals were related to the victim.
Chief Tarek McGuire says the people who tried to scare them were the victim's own relatives. The trio caught on camera were teen boys ages 14 to 16 years old. Accompanying them was the mother of 2 of the teens. And recording the incident nearby were 2 other adults and another child. The police chief says it's unclear if the video was intended for social media. None of their names are being released because the victims decided not to press charges.
While this incident may not result in a criminal prosecution, for me, my team, and for this community, it represents a moral failure. A moral failure where consequences could result in deadly consequences.
In this case, the kids ran away after the homeowner's son showed up with a gun before police arrived.
No, I'm walking around. Don't shoot. I'm walking around.
We tried to speak to the homeowner and her family, but no response.
Of all the time that went into this, yeah, that's a shame.
Meanwhile, neighbors say it left a community unsettled.
I can understand a family doing that to somebody. I mean, I can go along with the joke too, but not the way this one.
And what's very disheartening about this situation is that you had adults that were engaging in this behavior, but also encouraging this behavior.
That was Matthew Torres reporting. The police chief says the relatives didn't turn themselves in. He says detectives tracked down the homeowner's niece and her family, and she finally confessed a few days ago, more than a week after the incident was reported. With only 3 days left until Halloween, we're sure you've seen a lot of unique decorations all across town. One home in LaBelle has quite the display that you still have time to check out. 12 News Daybreak reporter Derek Jones has been there all morning. And Derek, it's light, the sun's out, so you can really see how much decor they've got in that yard.
Yes, Tia, with light outside now, you can really see how much Mr. Lindstrom and his wife put into this yard. He told me there's about 283 decorations that he's collected over the years. And Mr. Lindstrom, could you just tell me which one out of all those decorations is your favorite?
I like the dinosaurs and the saber-tooth tiger and the dragons the most. So, and the big horses. So,
yeah, I was gonna say,
the dogs. The big horses and the dogs.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, this dog next to me, I see the skeleton man. I'm gonna name him Bobby. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I see Bobby walking Clifford. I see Bobby walking Clifford. And I was just seeing like all the different skeletons you have. I see the skeletons on the roof and some climbing ladders on the ceilings. That was a lot of work you put in.
A lot of work. You know, it's the scariest part for me is getting on the roof to put those up there. And it's kind of like a toboggan coming down this. So, and I got 3 of them each one, different directions. So it's a lot of fun.
Gotcha. And I understand, like, with you it being so close to Halloween, you're about to see the kids trick-or-treating. How does it make you feel to see kids coming up to your yard and neighbors coming up to your yard, seeing your hard work being put into effect?
That's why we do it, because it makes it so worth the while. The first child that comes by when we first get started, they're grinning from ear to ear. They get so excited. Got neighbors across the street. Their little kids are looking out the windows all day long. They climb up on the couch, and every day it's a progression. And the parents tell me, you know, the kids are just looking at it and they're in awe. But everybody stops by and talks to me, and it's really appreciated. So it makes it all worthwhile.
Gotcha. So what are the big Halloween plans? What are your plans for Halloween?
Oh, we'll be sitting out here in the driveway waiting for them to come by. The younger kids will come by starting probably around 5 o'clock because they don't want to be out when it gets dark. And we'll be out here till about 9 o'clock in the evening. So.
You heard him. He'll be here until 9 o'clock in the evening. So if you guys are looking for some Halloween plans, definitely come and check out the Boneyard. Tia?
And Derek, he's got the perfect yard for, what did you say, over 200 items of decor. I mean, such a big yard on the corner of the neighborhood.
Yeah, Tia, it's a very big yard on the corner of this neighborhood, and this is not just the only decorations you see. It actually wraps around the other side of his house as well. So there's a lot to see here that we haven't really truly get to cover the whole thing.
All right, thank you so much, Derek. Seems like such a fun story you're on. And the time now, 7:22. Cousin Carrie, he's going to be back with that forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan, kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
We're back with some progress and Power City news. The Port of Port Arthur revealed a big upgrade yesterday on the Lot 8 project, which expands the port's operational capabilities. The $20 million project was paid for mostly by TxDOT grant money. The 5-acre area was once an abandoned rail yard, but will now act as a concrete staging area used for queuing, cargo handling, and other operations. The project supports several operations, including military, the energy sector, and industrial expansion. The port also has a $92 million bond on the ballot to fund additional expansion and infrastructure upgrades.
And a strong cold front will be working into southeast Texas later today. With that, some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Look for a 40 to 50% coverage late today. Highs will be in the mid-80s, turning windy and colder tonight. In fact, we're expecting overnight lows to drop on down upper 40s near 50 in the lakes, 50 to 52 in the triangle with gusty north winds. In fact, we'll have a wind chill coming up by tomorrow morning in the 40s. And that 7-day forecast will feature pretty cold weather. Only in the 60s for highs the next 2 days. It'll be windy, mid-40s Thursday morning. You wake up Friday morning, looks like some lower 40s across southeast Texas, and slowly warming up as we head into the weekend, into early next week.
Coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, a local man in need after losing all his belongings and memories in a house fire. How you can help. Plus, a wild police chase caught on camera in Los Angeles. The intense story and video that ended in a deputy's death. And SNAP benefits are set to run dry this weekend. The resources coming available to those in Southeast Texas up next. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson. Mark has the week off. The time right now is 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. A young man is out of the hospital after being shot in Orange yesterday. It happened at the intersection of Circle R and Blue Bonnet. The teen later showed up at the Golden Triangle Emergency Center with gunshot wounds. Investigators say they arrested 19-year-old Malik Hubbard at a nearby home. He's charged with aggravated assault and second-degree felony. A Beaumont woman accused of selling a teenage girl on a prostitution website is in jail. Tori Morgan was arrested during a traffic stop in Orange County. Court records show she was indicted in Jefferson County for promoting prostitution of a person younger than 18. Investigators say Morgan admitted to posting online ads offering sex with both herself and the teen. A car slammed into an apartment building on Gulf Street in Beaumont just before 8 yesterday morning. Firefighters rushed to the scene, but luckily no one was hurt. Energy also came out to make sure the building's utilities were safe. Police tell us no one was inside the apartment during the crash. 12 News is tracking Hurricane Melissa. Cuba is bracing as Hurricane Melissa approaches, bringing catastrophic winds, heavy rain, and dangerous storm surges. Authorities are mobilizing emergency shelters, suspending flights, and deploying disaster response teams. People are boarding up windows, reinforcing rooftops, and evacuating low-lying areas. The National Hurricane Center warns this storm could drop over 20 inches of rain, causing flooding and landslides. Let's bring in meteorologist Carrie Cooper. Now, Carrie, Jamaica will see Hurricane Melissa before Cuba.
Yeah, in fact, already getting some pretty big impacts on especially the western portions of Jamaica. The eye will be moving on shore later this morning into this afternoon, but yeah, catastrophic flooding, catastrophic winds, mudslides, you name it. So catastrophic event, not going to avoid it across Jamaica, unfortunately. See the eye getting closer to the coast there, not very far offshore. It's picked up speed a little bit, north-northeast at 7 miles an hour, wind gust to about 215. So catastrophic conditions, unfortunately, for Jamaica for today and tonight. It will begin to weaken a little bit tomorrow, crossing eastern Cuba as a Category 4, then dropping to a Category 2 as we head toward Thursday as it heads out to sea. We'll talk more about that and a strong cold front headed our way this evening in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Carrie. We're working to learn more about a deadly industrial accident in Jefferson County. It happened at an oil field site in China off North Broadway around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Justice of the Peace Justin Chesson says the incident involved a flatbed trailer. The victim died at the scene. Captain Crystal Holmes with BPD tells us the victim was a 68-year-old man from Liberty. She says he was run over by the trailer of an 18-wheeler. Deputies plan to release his name later today. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about how this happened. A Beaumont man is asking Southeast Texas for help after losing everything in a house fire just 1 week ago. Galen Joseph rented the home on Congress Avenue for the past 15 years. He says he started to smell smoke last Monday evening. The fire started in his bathroom and spread to the back of the house. Joseph was able to escape just in time, but not without burning his arm. Sadly, within an hour, he lost all of his belongings and memories.
I lost my mama and I lost my daddy. And all the stuff that I had from them is gone. All my mama personal stuff that she gave me, my daddy personal stuff, I have none of that no more.
He's staying with one of his siblings right now, but he's in need of a lot of items. There's a link to GoFundMe on our website if you'd like to help. Now to California, and the wild police chase hitting speeds of nearly 150 miles per hour. The suspect wanted for shooting a local sheriff's deputy. ABC's Perry Russum has the story.
Last night, officers outside Los Angeles lining the streets, honoring a sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty. Deputy Andrew Nunez was among the law enforcement responding to a domestic violence call in San Bernardino County. Deputies were fired upon as they arrived, and Nunez was shot in the head. As he was rushed to the hospital, the suspect racing away on a motorcycle.
The suspect left the area on a motorcycle and subsequently was pursued by our deputy sheriffs with aerial support overhead.
The suspect speeding down the freeway, hitting 100 miles an hour, then 130, eventually reaching nearly 150 miles an hour as he weaved through traffic. An officer on a motorcycle managed to get close to him, but the suspect cranking the throttle to race away. Moments later, he's seen here pulling out a gun. He seems to chamber a bullet, all without touching the handlebars. Less than a minute later, a car driven by an off-duty officer pulls into his lane and hits him, launching the suspect and the motorcycle into the air.
An off-duty deputy sheriff who put himself on duty and conducted a legal intervention by hitting the suspect on the motorcycle, causing the motorcycle to go down.
Despite the violent toss, the suspect was later seen conscious and sitting up. He was rushed to the hospital in stable condition. He survived, but Deputy Nunez did not. He leaves behind a 2-year-old daughter and a pregnant wife.
I certainly hope for the family that we can provide some level of peace by making sure that the suspect is held to answer for this crime, and we'll all continue to move forward as a department.
Perry Russell, ABC News, New York.
Continuing across the nation, Sean Grayson, the former Illinois sheriff's deputy on trial in the 2024 death of Sonia Massey, testified on Monday. While testifying, Grayson said he did not use his stun gun during the fatal encounter because he wasn't sure if it would work because of Massey's clothing. Grayson and another deputy responded to Massey's 911 call after she thought there was a prowler near her home. Massey was shot and killed in her kitchen during the encounter with Grayson. She was holding a pot of boiling water as she was standing a few feet away from the officers. Grayson took it as a threat and opened fire. The incident was captured on body cam footage, which was seen by prosecutors. Prosecutors said in court last week the footage showed Massey wasn't a real threat to Grayson. Well, Sean Diddy Combs is scheduled to be released from prison in May of 2028. Combs was sentenced earlier this month to 50 months in prison on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and has been credited with time served while awaiting trial. His expected release date is set for May 8th, 2028, according to public records from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Combs was acquitted on the more serious charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. In addition to the prison term, the judge also ordered a $500,000 and 5 years of supervised release. Combs has been detained in Brooklyn since his arrest in September of 2024 and has maintained his innocence. It's unclear where he will be serving out the remainder of his prison time. Attorneys for Combs are expected to appeal his conviction and sentence. This morning, we continue our coverage of the government shutdown as we're now in the 4th week. Federal workers were the first to feel the effects. But by November 1st, this Saturday, millions of Americans will lose access to their SNAP benefits. Here at home, many families are wondering how they'll find food to put on their tables. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato spoke to local organizations that say they're ready to help.
In Jefferson County alone, there's more than 44,000 people that are going to be impacted by this. And so if they don't get their food stamps, there's going to be a whole lot of families who wake up to a different Beaumont come next week.
At some other place in Beaumont, staff are already seeing the signs. More people needing help. Executive Director Christopher Robertson says they are ready to provide.
Anticipating how many people may be impacted with this upcoming situation, we want it to be a coordinated effort. And so what we're going to be doing is every day from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to have folks come in, show us that they receive food stamps, just their award letter, and then we're going to go ahead and give them a family box.
Other organizations like the Catholic Charities of Southeast Texas are also helping in the food insecurity fight. Their in-store market and curbside pickup are in demand.
I had some calls today even for local federal employees like at the prisons and other places where if they're on furlough and they're not getting paid, just inquiries about what services we might have available for them.
CEO Carolyn Hernandez says when the food benefits stop rolling out, they expect to see even more demand for their services.
Anyone who's losing SNAP benefits, who are on furlough and not getting paid, the curbside service at Market to Hope is important to be able to come for that. They don't need an appointment.
Both organizations plan to help as many people as they can.
There are a lot of people who are going to be impacted by this, and people are pretty scared, and so we want to make sure that they know we're here for you. We got you covered if you need us.
Some other place will start handing out family boxes today. Catholic Charities of Southeast Texas has its curbside services every Tuesday from 3 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 to noon. As the shutdown continues, many federal workers still punching the clock will be getting a check this week, including FAA employees in Southeast Texas and Southwest Louisiana. Technicians, controllers, and TSA working at airports are still working. Despite putting in 80 hours, they'll see zeros on their check. We spoke to two unionized technicians who work for airports in Lake Charles and Beaumont. They say they're taking money out of their savings to survive the shutdown for now.
It's not a joke. You know, some of them are acting like, you know, we look at it as a vacation, but we're still paying for everything. Even the employees that are at home, they're still paying. They still have bills. This is not a joking matter. It's serious.
12 News also reached out directly to Jack Brooks Regional Airport, and we were told, quote, Jack Brooks Regional Airport has seen no operational decrease in terms of the federal government shutdown. Still ahead, it's a Halloween display you've got to see to believe. 12 News Daybreak reporter Derek Jones is live at the home that's become the talk of the neighborhood. And up next, Hurricane Melissa churning toward the Caribbean. We're tracking the path and evacuation alerts.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Hurricane Melissa is the strongest storm the planet has seen this year, and at this hour, it's bearing down on Jamaica. Many American tourists unable to evacuate. And overnight, word of the first storm-related deaths on the island. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyes.
Jamaica is bracing for the most powerful storm on record to hit the island, up to 40 inches of rain, more than 13 feet of storm surge. Melissa approaching as a Category 5 hurricane overnight, with winds up to 175 miles per hour. Sparks flying as winds damage trees and power lines. This video from Air Force hurricane hunters shows inside the eye of Melissa, the eye wall nearly vertical. The flight forced to turn back after hitting severe turbulence. A Miami-based hurricane researcher calling it the most turbulent he's ever seen.
They had to go back for inspections to make sure the aircraft is okay. That is really kind of a haunting report.
Local officials telling people in low-lying areas last night to get out now. ABC's Ika Jachi is in Kingston.
People here in Jamaica are stocking up on water, stocking up on non-perishable foods, and moving to higher elevations, all while making sure the vulnerable population has everything they need.
The United Cajun Navy, formed after Hurricane Katrina, ready to assist.
We have folks on the ground waiting to take assessments, let us know what the needs are.
8 groups from the U.S. already in Jamaica say they're planning for long-term airport closures. Tourists are stranded, forced to ride out the storm and foot the bill. Nearly 30 people from a wedding, including the bride and groom, now sharing an Airbnb after their resort said it would charge up to $200 extra per night to extend their stay.
We're all here together, hunkering down. We just cleaned up and moved all patio furniture out of the way, put everything up there where we could. We're going to tape the windows.
And a couple from Arkansas celebrating their anniversary, now stranded.
We have 2 kids back home, so they were expecting their parents back on Sunday night.
Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
And Hurricane Melissa getting ready to move ashore in the next few hours on the west coast of Jamaica. Later this morning, early this afternoon, picked up a little bit of speed, which is expected since yesterday as that upper level trough digs into the southeastern United States and begins to pull this out. But catastrophic conditions will be beginning pretty shortly across portions of Jamaica with winds like that. That's just one of the strongest hurricanes ever, and certainly one of the most strongest ever for Jamaica. Category 5. It will cross Jamaica throughout the day into tonight, eastern Cuba tomorrow, weakening a little bit, and then down to Category 2 as we head toward Thursday as it gets ready to head out to sea. Temperatures locally upper 50s to low to mid 60s. Some patchy ground fog earlier be burning off. Front up in Oklahoma will be in our area tonight with some scattered showers and thunderstorms around 6, 7 o'clock this evening. Temperatures today will run into the mid 80s under partly cloudy skies. Line of showers and storms will develop and move into the area. Not expecting any heavy rain totals, maybe a quarter to a half an inch in a few spots. A little bit of lightning and thunder as these storms work through in certain areas. Not everyone will see rain, but almost half the area will see a little bit. Then it's windy and much colder. In fact, wind chills will be in the 40s when you wake up tomorrow morning, and then highs tomorrow only in the lower to mid 60s with lots of sun and gusty north winds. In fact, here's a look at wind gust we're expecting tomorrow, over 30 miles an hour at times. Very high fire danger coming up here locally tomorrow. Can't emphasize that enough with that low humidity and windy conditions. Very high to extreme actually in a few areas on that fire danger coming up for your Wednesday. Cold weather taking over tonight when you wake up Friday morning. Low 40s in the triangle, some upper 30s up in the lakes area. It'll be a cold start these next few mornings coming up. Scattered storms later today, mid 80s. And as we head into tonight, we'll clear out, windy, much colder overnight. And that 7-day forecast will feature a 20% coverage of showers coming up by Saturday as an upper level disturbance works through the area. May have enough moisture back for a few showers on Saturday. Otherwise, weekend looking pretty good.
All right, Airbnb is taking extra measures to prevent parties at rental properties this Halloween weekend. The platform says it will use its anti-party technology, which factors in a guest's length of stay, location, and booking timing to block reservations deemed high risk. Last year, Airbnb says it blocked almost 40,000 people from making bookings during Halloween weekend. The company says the rate of parties reported worldwide has dropped by 50% since it implemented a ban back in 2020. And while some are trying to keep Halloween parties under control, others are embracing the holiday spirit in full force, like this house in LaBelle, whose over-the-top decorations you can still catch before the big night. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is live out there now with all of the details. Hey, Derek.
Hey Tia, I'm here in LaBelle with Mr. Lindstrom, and Mr. Lindstrom has shared with me that he's been decorating his yard for the past 7 days, day and night. And all those decorations total up to 283, is that correct?
That's correct, yeah, and then some. Now, that's just the skeletons.
Just the skeletons?
Right.
All right, what other decorations do you have outside the skeletons?
Well, we've got these little corner units right here. You've got the cemetery. You have the guys sitting around for the bonfire doing marshmallows and everything. Got the guys in the wheelbarrows. So, and you got the guys on the table over here. So a little bit of everything.
I was gonna say, when I was walking around the other house and taking in the view, I saw dogs and like a water slide that was supposed to be like a wheelbarrow pool area. Right. It was really entertaining and it's interesting to see. And then I also see the skeletons on the roof, and I'm just wondering, like, how do you collect all these skeletons and decorations?
I've just been collecting over the years. I get them from various places: Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Target, things like that. So I just pick up something new every year, try to.
Gotcha. So with all this hard work being put in for these decorations and Halloween being this Friday, how does that make you feel to see kids and adults already coming to see your decorations?
Oh, that's why we do it. It's rewarding. The smile that's on the kids' faces and the older people. It doesn't matter what age group. Everybody's so appreciative of what we do. Me and my wife work real hard to do it, and that's what's rewarding to us, and that's why we do it.
Gotcha. Is there any other holidays you decorate for?
Every holiday we do something, not as extensive as Halloween is, but Memorial Day, Veterans Day, stuff like that, Pearl Harbor Day, POW, MIA. We do something for everything.
All right. And then what are the hours that people could come see your Boneyard and Haunted Yard?
Well, for Halloween, 5 o'clock, people will start showing up till about 9 o'clock in the evening.
That sounds great. Well, Mr. Lindstrom, it was so nice to meet you.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
And if you guys are looking for something to do this Halloween from 5 to 9, you can come over to the Boneyard and check it out. Tia?
Hey, Derek, you met some friends out there. What did you name that skeleton behind you?
We have Bobby and Clifford right next to me.
Clifford,
Bobby
the
and
big
Clifford.
red dog. All right, Derek Jones live in the Bell. Thank you, Derek. Speaking of Halloween decor, more than 1 billion pounds of pumpkins rot in U.S. landfills each year after Halloween. That's according to the Department of Energy. But chefs and farmers have a solution. Let's start in the kitchen. A pumpkin skin and innards are edible. They can be used for soup and stews. If you have dogs, you can puree it and add a tablespoon to their dinner for extra nutrients. And of course, there's those pumpkin seeds. They're a nutritional gold mine, and there are plenty of recipes to try. If you're not a huge pumpkin fan, your local pigs and chickens will eat them. You can donate your pumpkins to a local farm. Taking a live look at Beaumont right now. When Daybreak returns, we'll have more news and weather in your morning rush hour.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:54 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. A young man is out of the hospital after being shot in Orange yesterday. It happened at the intersection of Circle R and Bluebonnet. The teen later showed up at the Golden Triangle Emergency Center with gunshot wounds. Investigators say they arrested 19-year-old Malik Hubbard at a nearby home. He's charged with aggravated assault, a second-degree felony. A Beaumont woman accused of selling a teenage girl on a prostitution website is in jail. Tori Morgan was arrested during a traffic stop in Orange County. Court records show she was indicted in Jefferson County for promoting prostitution of a person younger than 18. Investigators say Morgan admitted to posting online ads offering sex with both herself and the teen. A car slammed into an apartment building on Gulf Street in Beaumont just before 8 yesterday morning. Firefighters rushed to the scene, but luckily no one was hurt. Energy also came out to make sure the building's utilities were safe. Police tell us no one was inside the apartment during the crash.
And temperatures across southeast Texas pretty warm today, but a cold front moves in tonight. Have some scattered storms this evening. Otherwise, lows will be around 50 in the morning. Highs the next 2 days only in the 60s. Lots of sun. It'll be windy tonight, tomorrow. Grab that jacket. 40s Thursday morning, low 40s Friday morning, and then another slight chance of showers there on Saturday.
Brace yourselves. The Lusher Theater in Orange will welcome Brothers of the Heart to the stage tonight at 7 p.m. The powerhouse Jimmy Fortune, Bradley Walker, Mike Rogers, and Ben Isaacs brings audiences a mix of country, gospel, and bluegrass harmony. Tickets range from $38 to $73 and are available now. Details on your screen. We made it, Carrie.
Made it.
To the end of 12 News Plus.
Long mornings.
It is. Tomorrow, hopefully, a cheery little, cheery because it'll be a little breeze.
Little breeze, that'll wake you up in the morning. It's going to wake you up, I promise you.
All right, thank you, Carrie. Thank you guys for watching.
Have a good morning.